Here we are again. Don't know what we're going to talk about. No, I know one thing. So here I was, slowly managing to clear out the orchard. It's been overrun with sumacs for the last 6 years. First 6 years I mowed it, and then I sort of ran out of money for all sorts of things, and that didn't get mowed. And then the sumacs started, and then I started cutting them down. Every place you kind of cut down a sumac, the next year there's two of them. So needless to say, I had a small mini forest of sumacs, not to mention the massive Manitoba maple weed trees that I've already talked about before. So it's full moon tonight. I just thought I should do something, say something. It's been a month, I think I'm recording. I hope I'm recording. So what was she saying? What was the Dawn saying? Yeah, so I was out cleaning the orchard today. A friend had came over a number of days ago with his tractor. We pulled a whole bunch of the sumacs up by roots. And there's a lot of other branches that I'd cut off and tiny sumacs that were like an inch wide. Sumacs I was able to like lop her down. And so I've been slowly carrying the stuff over to like make a big bonfire for the Beltane, like for May Day. And I have one that's been there for a long time that I'm also adding to, plus I'm now putting up a second one. I've already got my fire permit, so hopefully we'll get it done this year. I'll have these two big bonfires on, as I go, 30 days, September, April, May. So April 30th, fire, bonfire. So today I was out there again. I'm doing it. I had hurt myself a while back. Well, I guess I'll discuss that and talk about that. But I think I'm more or less healed. At least the whatever got stretched or strained or ripped, whether it was a joint or muscle or fascia in my sternum, has been woven again. I mean, it's still delicate, but I can pick up things without pain. I can breathe deep without pain. I can laugh and cough without a pain. For the first 2 or 3 weeks, it was like I had to hold my ribs every time I had to cough or sneeze, just to hold them in, because the ribs were sore. Like the stretching of whatever it was that's holding the sternum also meant that my entire rib cage sort of expanded just a little bit. So now it's like pushing where it wasn't before. At any rate, I've been dealing with it. For the first couple of weeks again, when I went to bed, if I like laid anywhere, I lay down flat on my back, and like then the rib cage sort of like falls down, and it was like ow, 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 help. Yeah. So I ended up for the first few weeks sleeping with like a sports bra that was too tight, and a camisole, which is sort of like a t-shirt undershirt thing that was also too tight. Both of them in slightly spandexy material and more like bathing suit kind of stuff. But it held the rib cage in place while I was sleeping. And I would have to, when I lay down on my back, and then I'd have to sort of like adjust my ribs inside the brace body thing that I was wearing, that I was accommodating this thing. But then, it could reach a place where it felt comfortable if I kept my elbow against the set of ribs while I was lying down, So we can all do this. I've healed myself many, many times. Well, yeah, but there we go to show. I do believe that I healed myself. My rib cage is in my shoulder. These hairs, these things, these bones, shoulder bones, these things. Yeah, I've these guys, I've healed them a few times. At any rate, but I believe everybody can do it. And I think that the issue that I had this time around, like this, is that sometime before, when I'd healed, either when I had cracked ribs or I'd hurt my back, there's a number of different times I've had to heal things, that probably when I healed it, it didn't heal back in the same position as it initially was, or it probably should be. And I honestly, in my hippy dippy grandma way of thinking, believe that this time when I stretched the fascia, or have I explained this to anyone yet? I think it was a matter of going back to the way it's supposed to be. I think I healed it not in the correct position, and now I've healed it. I'm healing it again, but in the correct position. And as a result, you see, the sternum is this like breastplate here. It's in 3 different pieces, 1, 2, 3, you know, and it kind of protects like the thyroid and what used to be the thalamus, which most of us, or thymus, I don't remember which one it is, but the other one that's in here, by the time you're a teenager, it has just turned into like a little flap, but it was an organ that was facilitating the building of our immune systems. Is this little organ here that by the time we're 12 or 13 is now just like a flap of skin. It's no longer a functioning hormonal organ. It's either the thymus or the thalamus. I don't remember. One of them's in the brain and the other one is this organ here. It's a hormone producing thing, you know, and it has to do with your immune system. Or so they say. So the sternum protects that too. But mostly the ribs, you know, the top few ribs are attached to this breastplate, and then they go down and around, and then the rest of the ribs are like down in here. But yeah, I guess maybe all the ribs are attached to the breastplate. So anyways, that breastplate, I think I hadn't healed properly, because here I was, something I had done 1,000 times before. I've probably told the story already, but I have this espresso machine, you know, and 1,000 times before, you know, there's this torque to put the coffee thing in. There's a handle. The coffee goes in this, we stick it on the machine, and then we torque it to make it tight in the machine before the water comes through. So I often had, because it's right at my chest level, I've often sort of stood beside the counter, sort of rested up against the machine and torqued it. It's not a big torque. It's not like an intense pressure. It's a bit of a pressure, and it's a bit more pressure than if I didn't use my chest, so that's like helping me. So this time, which was like maybe 4 weeks ago now, I literally heard, my ears heard this huge popping sound. You know, like someone took a big blown up something and smashed it beside my ears and it popped. I heard this huge popping sound, and at the same time, I felt this, like as if someone stuck a knife in me and pulled it out again. You know, in just in the moment, it was excruciating. After that, it just hurt, you know, but for the moment, it was excruciating and loud. I felt it and I heard it. And then I was sore for 4 weeks. So I did a fair bit of research. There is a thing called sternum popping, which a lot of people have. They don't quite know what it is, but that's not what this was, because I don't regularly have this little thing that goes, no, pop, bubble pop. No, I don't have that. This was a big... So anyways, I was able to go and see my doctor about it. And I had, of course, you know me, I've gone online and I'm finding out all about what the sternum is and blah, blah, blah. And saw the doctor. Right, so online I learned about how there's these like muscles between all the ribs. And there's actually like joints. And so there's like tendon material, and so I asked the doctor. The one thing I couldn't really quite find out, and I didn't quite know, because I know that all the organs, my organs, are all covered in fascia because I've stretched the organs. I've breathed, done deep breathing down into my, like, beyond my organs. It's like, I don't know how, but I can feel the breath going beyond my lungs down into other parts of me. And I discussed this with an osteoporosis, osteopath one day, and she goes, oh yeah, that's breathing down into your deep into your lower levels of your fascia, which of course then I went and learned what is fascia. Did you know that every single one of your organs is coated in this, like, you know, saran wrap film. It's like, and it's all interconnected with all the other saran wrapped organs, and that saran wrap sort of thing, this sort of silver fat, or I don't know. It's called fascia. Look it up, Fascia. And maybe everybody but me knew about it before. So, at any rate, here I am again healing. So it's okay. The main thing here, what I'm trying to say, is about this healing, is that, okay, breastplate, right? And then the ribs cover your lungs and your, you know, they protect some of the organs, you know, your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, your heart. So when I hurt myself and I mean, like, it was really sore, my concern at first was, you know, if I had cracked ribs before in my life, so maybe I'd cracked a rib or cracked a sternum. And reading up on it, apparently it's very difficult to crack a sternum. I mean, really, you have to be like head first into a bull or a car accident or something, you know. It's like, I mean, chest first into a bull, you know, like, it doesn't happen easy, so that's not likely to have happened. But having stretched fascia or ripped or tendons or joints or muscles, absolutely possible. I don't believe I fractured any bones at this point. And what was I saying about that? I didn't have another sip of my drink. So some of you know. I'll get back to this fascia thing. I know there was one more point I wanted to make. I look pretty tired today, don't I? It's okay. We all know if I put on those black glasses, I look cuter. Silly, huh? So we want to discuss about red hair mutations, that you know, the skin color, hair color, melanin, yeah, it has to do with skin color and freckles and hair color, and so there's a couple of melanins, different kinds, and you know, one is like dark hair colors, and the other is like the pink colors, like nipples and lips, is a different color of melanin than the dark in your hair or eyebrows. You know, oh, I didn't do my eyebrows today. That's another thing, you know, like eyebrows. Apparently, pre-diabetics, you start to lose your eyebrows under the edge. Well, I've changed my diet, and I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. My doctor told me I've been doing real good. Yeah, see those eyebrows? But they are pale down there. I used to have bushy eyebrows. Yeah, that's okay. Nice to brown hair. So anyways, what we were talking about the melanins and the coloring in skin and hair and such. And that, you know, for pink for lips and pink for some, you know, like white people's nipples and stuff is pink, and the pink on the lips and the nipples and the genitalia actually is a specific pigment, one of the two, like melatonins, that causes sort of the pinkish skin hues. And I don't think that's like specific to Caucasians. You know, it's just. And the other one has to do with darker hues, either skin or hair. And red hair is apparently a fluke. This is what they say. They say that red hair is a mutation. It is a lack of something, a lack of a gene. It's like a broken gene that made red hair. Well, it's a fascinating subject. You want to go look it up. The other thing is like this 45th parallel concept about how anthropological perspectives of how humans traverse the planet and divide it into different cultures and you know, and such, from like, let's say 100,000 years ago to like the with the hunter-gatherers to the like 10,000 years ago when they started to make communities and stay in one place, you know, not be nomad. Oh darn, she's gone and done it again. You know, I've gone off on too many tangents all at once. I wonder if we can push pause. I wonder. Let's try this. I think we were talking about the 45th parallel, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but the 45th parallel relates to like a latitudinal line, no, longitudinal, latitudinal line on the globe, on the map. That is, the 45th parallel is 45 degrees north of the equator, okay? Which, yeah, so at any rate, I mean, we're the point being, in all of the, I don't know, I certainly didn't write it out, I simply read about it, but the studies show that there was like migrations and transmigrations of humans and beings and such over the 100,000 years ago when we were nomads and hunter-gatherers, and you know, all around the planet, you know, and then we move less towards the, you know, like when they start settling in the Ladon, is the Middle East there, start settling in like communities. Like, I think Jericho, they say, is like 6,000 years old or something, okay? So, and prior to that, they say, like, we started to, you know, to create agricultural and domesticate animals and live in communities, or in kind of like in longhouses and stuff like, or long barrels, or long earth rooms, like 10,000 to 8,000 years ago, they say, okay. They also say Noah was 6,000 years ago, but I'm close. Yeah, I had a girlfriend, and we were young, high school, and she had a chipped tooth, and she made good use of gum, and I always tried to keep it flat. I don't know if I could do that. She has beautiful teeth now, and I should have beautiful teeth soon. Because I deserve it. I'd rather have beautiful teeth in a car. Or for that matter, I'd rather have a small, usable, even though I use gas, cheap car versus, you know, an expensive electric car, which I would prefer, but I'd rather get my teeth fixed than the electric car. So I think we were discussing the 45th parallel. Anyways, it's only something I've just recently started looking up, and they've been talking about it for like centuries now, I think. So it's a well-studied concept in relation to anthropology and how mankind evolved. And you know, you and me, we're a part of it all. You know, and they say when they do all these DNA tests and stuff, they say that, and most of the DNA tests, of course, are done in the matriarchal line. They're done in the female line. And they say that really, if you go back far enough, they can like log us into like one of like 13 different women or something. You know, like they're the moms. I wonder if that's anything to do with the 12 tribes. But anyways, you know, that thing about the 12 tribes and that thing about, you know, Moses going 40 years in the desert and all of that. I mean, that was long after Abraham. So that wouldn't, you know, that was long after Noah. And they say Noah was 6,000 years ago. And so, you know, like there are other cultures in the world that were learning similar things in their own way. But here we are now. I mean, we may have sprung up from multiple cultures, but the reality is we are now becoming one internet-connected culture, right? And all the differences are starting to mutate because of what similar choices we are all making, such as using the internet, such as the garbage crap food everybody's eating, such as, you know, I mean, the world's changing. What I knew and what I grew up with and what my mom and dad grew up with, that is like it's all fodder. It's all compost. Smart compost? Say compost for the new world. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, I am talking. And this is for my grandchildren. Because I do have grandchildren and I don't see them. That's it. We're hitting like 20 minutes. I really didn't say very much. I was looking at some of my first videos because, as we all know, this site, Grandma's Garden of Ideas, is really just my learning site, and we're going to move on soon. Come to Grandma on the Hill. Thank you kindly. And I was looking at some of my earlier ones, you know, because this is the whole point, trying to learn. For example, I realize I'm always speaking in this sort of harsh way. See this voice here now? That's a softer voice. I'm still saying what I want to say, but it's softer. And I should probably try, and it's not fake, it is me. I just have to remember to be it, you know, softer. But I was looking at some of my old videos, okay, guys? And I saw that I was sniffing a lot, you know, and it wasn't I had a cold, it wasn't I had COVID, it wasn't I was doing some nasty drugs. You all know I smoke pot all day long, constantly. But I had a dinner at some friends' house. There's these two friends that live not far from me. They're mostly the only people I see. And I was having dinner at their house, and she made something lovely, as usual. And she said, oh, he doesn't really like it too spicy, you know, but I put a bit more spice in yours than mine, right? And I go, oh, I love spice, you know. And so we ate the thing. And that was a soup. She makes beautiful soups. And, you know, and both her and I were noticing that our nose was dripping, you know. And we both got some Kleenex, right? And she goes, yeah, cayenne always makes my nose drip. And I go, oh my God. My nose has been dripping and I haven't been able to figure it out. And every morning I've been putting cayenne into my keto coffee. So guess what, guys? I stopped putting the cayenne in to see, and yup, I don't have a constant nose drip anymore. So you won't see me so much anymore. Heaven sent, it's a full supermoon. We're moving into a great summer. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, we don't have the freedoms we had before, but that enables us to have a new kind of freedom. If you're not locked into, you know, having to drive in traffic, having to get your clothes dry cleaned, having to look a certain way, having, you know, to go to work all for 8 hours under someone else's thumb, this is something new. Hey, look for the good stuff. Maybe there's problems, maybe there's things that aren't so fun, but you know what? There's some fun stuff. Look, and you shall find peace. Thanks, guys. We can do this together.